Okay, so think about two words for a second: aerospace and environmentalism. You probably don't put those two in the same sentence very often, right? One is all about blasting machines into space, and the other is about, well, protecting the ground right here under our feet. So how on earth could they be connected? Let's find out. I mean, look at this. On one side, you have the raw, incredible power of space exploration. On the other, the quiet, vital work of preserving our planet. It feels like a complete contradiction, doesn't it? A paradox? But there's a company in China that has built its entire identity on this very idea. So that's the big question we're going to tackle today. We're going to unpack how one of China's major environmental firms ended up with aerospace right there in its name, and what that connection really means for its mission. All right, first things first, let's get to know the company itself, before we even get to the rocket part. So this is the place, Aerospace Kaitian Environmental. And, at first glance, it looks pretty much like what you'd imagine: a modern, sleek tech campus that's all about green initiatives. And yeah, their official description totally fits that vibe. They call themselves a green ecological environment technology service provider, which is a mouthful. But what it really means is they're a one-stop shop. They handle everything from the initial research and planning to actually building the cleanup equipment and running the projects themselves. The whole shebang. And their focus is, well, it's huge. They're not just doing one thing. They're tackling pollution across the board. We're talking everything from cleaning up factory smoke and polluted water to fixing contaminated soil and handling all our trash and recycling. It is a massive portfolio. And just so we're clear, this is no small startup. We're talking about over 1,000 employees spread out across dozens of different companies and business units. This is a major, major player in China's environmental industry. But that still doesn't answer our question. Where does the aerospace come from? To crack that code, we've got to go back in time. The company's history, that's where the secret is. Okay, so here's how it all went down. It starts out pretty normal back in 1998 as a startup called Kaitian Environmental. It grows nice and steady, but then, check this out. That period from 2008 to 2015, a company called China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, let's just call them CASIC, becomes the main shareholder. And boom, that's it. That's the moment the rockets enter the picture. So you've got this massive state-owned aerospace and defense giant buying up an environmental company. The big question is, why? What's the play here? What's the advantage of mixing these two very, very different worlds? Well, to get it, you have to understand just how big of a deal CASIC is. This isn't just some company. It's a gigantic state-owned enterprise, an SOE. And not just any SOE. It's ranked number 3 among all of China's central corporations. Think high-tech, aerospace, defense, a real powerhouse. So what does that get you? Well, the company says this connection gives them some pretty serious superpowers. You get the rock-solid brand of a state-owned company, you get access to cutting-edge tech, a seamless supply chain, and of course, the best and brightest people. It's like, imagine taking the resources of a top-tier defense contractor and pointing them straight at environmental problems. And you know what? It looks like it's working. The proof is in the pudding, right? They've been racking up awards like this one. Top 50 environmental companies in China for 2023. Not bad. And that tech-heavy approach, it's not just talk. They've got the official stamp of approval as a national high-tech enterprise, which is a really big deal and shows they're genuinely innovating. And get this, they even practice what they preach. Their own factories have been awarded the National Green Factory designation, so they're walking the walk when it comes to their own environmental standards. So what this all tells us is that this isn't just a company, right? Its whole structure ties it directly into China's larger vision for the environment. I mean, listen to their official mission. It doesn't sound like your typical corporate mission statement. It sounds more like national policy. They're here to boost recycling, drive green economic growth, and help the entire country shift to a low-carbon future. This is a company with a very clear, very big mandate. And you better believe their ambition doesn't just stop at China's borders. Oh no. Their stated vision? To become a world-class provider. They want to take this whole unique model, this blend of state power, aerospace tech, and green goals, and put it on the global stage. And that leaves us with this really fascinating final thought. Could this be the future of environmentalism? Is this a new way to tackle our planet's biggest challenges? Not from the ground up with grassroots movements, but from the top down with the power of a state and the precision of, well, rocket science. It's a totally different way of thinking about saving the planet. And honestly, it's a model we're probably going to be hearing a lot more about.